News Channel 5 on your side presents Kaleidoscope, focusing on people who make a difference in Northeast Ohio communities.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast today. Faith Community United Credit Union is an approved community development financial institution servicing residents in Cuyahoga County. Deborah Perkins is the new president and CEO. She's here to talk about her vision for the organization. Later on today, we'll hear from the health and wellness coach, Juan Tony. He'll explain how he gets people in the mindset for a healthy way of life. And on the broadcast after that, we'll hear from the director of the Care and Move production of Forest Continuum, Michael Oatman, and actor Eula Bill is here with him. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Kaleidoscope. I'm Leon Bibb. Glad we could get together. And so we begin. Beginning with Deborah Perkins, president and CEO of Faith Community United Credit Union. Good to see you, Deborah.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Tell me, what is the job of Faith Community United Credit Union?
Our focus is empowerment. We are a financial institution, full-service financial institution, focused on serving the underserved, so focused on helping those who are either unbanked or underbanked have access to services that they might not otherwise have access to.
And in a credit union, you can save your money there.
You can indeed.
And you can borrow money there.
You can indeed. We provide all of the services that you would find in any other financial institution. Because we are owned by our members, our resources come from our members and go back to our members. So they save with us, and our members are also our borrowers.
Is that what it means to be a community development credit union?
Community development is going to really focus more on the area that we serve and being focused, again, the direction on the community. We are now operating throughout Cuyahoga County. Anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Cuyahoga County is eligible for membership in Faith.
Yeah. It's been around, my notes tell me it's been around since 1952.
Since 1952, so 63 years old, and one of the few that's still surviving.
Did it grow out of a church? I mean, I see the word faith there. Did this grow out of a church?
It did indeed. We started as Second Mount Sinai Baptist Church, in Second Mount Sinai Baptist Church, and we became, in 1991, we became a community credit union serving a larger network, serving all of Cuyahoga County.
I know you've got a big $500,000 deposits campaign which you began some months ago. Tell me about that.
We do. We officially launched it on August 1st at our second annual Community Day. Our goal was to raise $500,000 by November 30th, and I am delighted to report that we will do that, and we fully expect to exceed that.
Yeah. Is this going to impact your status as one of the largest minority-owned credit unions in the state of Ohio?
We still remain one of the largest minority-owned credit unions in the state. There are only 7 community development credit unions in the state of Ohio. It's going to impact how well we're able to serve our members.
You're located at East 93rd Street and Union on the southeast side of Cleveland.
That's correct.
Now, who can borrow money from this credit union? You talked about it. You've got to be a member of the credit union.
You do.
So that means you've got to put some money in the credit union.
You do. You have to become a member, and you can do that online, or you can come into the credit union. As an individual, the cost is $50. And remember, that money is going into a savings account. So it's your money. That gets you membership in the credit union, and that gets you access to all of the services, all of the products and services we provide.
So when somebody puts their money in and somebody needs to borrow money, all that money is in a big pile there. Well, not literally in a big pile of money, but you know what I mean. It's in a big pile of money, and that's the money that you used to loan out to somebody, and then they borrow that money and they pay back make payments back on it.
That's exactly what happens. It's a co-op concept. So all of those savings are available to all of our members. Our members will borrow, our members will repay, our members reap the benefits. On our loans, our rates are lower than they might find otherwise. Our fees are lower than they might find otherwise, and our deposit rates are going to be higher.
Let's put a website on the on the screen. We can go to Faith CU, as in Faith Credit Union, faithcu.com. More information on everything we're talking about. Or you can phone 271-7111. That phone number is at the bottom of the screen as well. You can talk to Deborah Perkins or somebody at the Faith Community United Credit Union as we continue our conversation with her. You know, I told you just before the broadcast today that I began, the first car I ever owned was financed by the Church Credit Union of Liberty Hill Baptist Church. And I was able to get a loan for that car, and I made sure that I paid that loan back, you know, month by month. That's what you do. You supply money for college or cars or whatever, right?
It could be auto loans, and we do a great deal of auto financing. It could be a mortgage. It could be a student loan. So for any purpose, we are available. We are there for our members to help them with any of their financial needs. And it is important to pay back that loan. That builds your credit.
Well, of course.
So thank you for paying it back. You borrow the money,
you expect to pay it back. Yeah, we want to make sure we do that to keep your credit union going good. What's your vision for the future, Deborah Perkins?
I see this credit union expanding significantly. We are right now in merger discussions with another faith-based credit union. We know that if we can grow, we are going to be that much more able to serve our constituency. So I'm looking for significant growth in both deposits and our total assets, and that's going to allow us to fund more loans.
All of this being community-based.
Community-based and serving our community.
We thank you for being with us, Deborah Perkins, and we know that people will be giving you a phone call or certainly going to the website of faithcu.com or calling 216-271-7111 for more information on everything we're talking about. Faith Community United Credit Union. Deborah Perkins is its president and CEO. By the way, they're located at 3550 East 93rd Street. That's right at East 93rd and Union on the southeast side of Cleveland.
Correct.
Okay. Many thanks, Deborah.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll take a break. This is Kaleidoscope. I'll be right back. We'll talk about health and wellness after we do this first. Welcome back to Kaleidoscope today. Juan Tony is a health and wellness transformation coach and author of a book, Coming Attractions. He's here to explain how to change your mindset and get and maintain a healthy lifestyle. Good to see you, Juan.
Thank you.
Yeah, good to see you. You've got a lot of thoughts on nutrition and personal training. Tell me how you got into that, into that area.
Well, my grandparents were actually fitness advocates, and my granddad was a bodybuilder in the 60s.
Yeah.
So it was always a lot of piggyback riding and broncoing through the house, but meantime, in between time, he'd break down and give about 50 to 100 push-ups or sit-ups. So yeah, I was always with him trying to keep up. So after that time, watching my grandparents, you know, go through what they went through, kept me motivated to keep my lifestyle up.
So you have been doing that and staying fit and all of that. So you're working out in the gym?
Yeah.
Working out?
Yeah.
He says, yeah, working out in the gym.
Yeah.
Working out in the gym, but also working out mentally and nutritionally as well. And you want to talk a little bit about that. What makes your style of coaching and training in that regard unique?
Well, I work on something I call the secret sauce, which is my fitness formula. It's cardiovascular, giving the heart a good beating.
Yeah.
Proper nutrition, eating smart, not less. Strength training, which the body's nothing but clay, so you can turn into a piece of poop or a work of art.
Right. Whatever you want it to be.
Whatever you want to do with it. Proper supplementation. Before it was pharmaceutical, there was nutraceutical as far as nutrients.
Yeah.
But the most important is this tool right here. It's positive self-talk.
Yeah. How do you talk to that brain? What do you tell that brain to help you, the rest of the body, do?
Well, it's the main component. So you have to actually rewire consistently, because by the time we're 18, we've been told you can't, you won't, you shouldn't, you better not, over 180,000 times.
Yeah.
So you have to understand and learn how to reprogram on a consistent basis and become the biggest cheerleader through your own personal dialogue. Yeah. So through the tool I made called the Coming Attraction, you are the coming attraction. You are your motion picture.
Yeah. And that's a picture of your book right there we've got on the screen. And it is, it's kind of like you're giving a preview of what you can be.
What you can be.
And that's why you're using the film cans there and the movie screen on the cover of your book,
yes,
Coming Attractions. I glanced through your book. One of the things you talked about is getting your mind right, setting your mind on your goals and focusing on that goal. Now, a lot of folks have trouble with focusing on that goal. How do they begin to do that?
Affirmation. And with affirmation, it begins with just learning some simple affirmations and some things I teach my kids. I'm actually a lifestyle coach, as well as a personal trainer, and that's one thing I teach them is that you can begin your own journey wherever you want to, but it starts with creative visualization. Our mind has a reticular activating system that you program. And once you get those visuals, it begins an alignment subconsciously and consciously to align you towards those goals. But if you don't wire, we're shooting buckshot.
Yeah. You know, when I was a kid, I used to see myself doing exactly what I'm doing today. When I was a child, I used to see myself working in television news as a newscaster and as an interviewer. That's what I wanted to do. I could actually see that. What are the mistakes, the 3 nutrition mistakes? You talked about 3 nutrition mistakes that people make.
Filling up the tank and parking the car.
You mean eating too much
and going to
then
bed.
Sitting down and
sitting
going to bed?
You cannot actually burn more than you expend. So you have to actually make sure that you're getting enough activity in to burn some calories. And just being health conscious, not a health nut. So it's just getting the manipulation without overconsumption.
And we want to keep the brain functioning.
Yeah.
What do we do to keep that brain functioning?
First thing you want to do is exercise it. Besides the heart, that's the second most important tool. So to get that, you want to have your mental stimulation, which is when you first rise, give your blessings. When I first get out of bed, I actually say a little acronym called the BAG. Stands for blessings, accomplishments, and goals. So when I start just even stirring, I go through my blessings. Everything that I went through the previous day, and give thanks.
You give thanks for that. You give thanks for the job. You give thanks for the people.
I'm awake again. Then accomplishments, my small and big goals, because we focus on what we don't have opposed to our accomplishments. When you focus on our accomplishments, the attitude of gratitude stimulates more and more abundance comes. So you focus on the accomplishments, and then from there, I go inside my goals.
Where can we get the book, The Coming Attraction?
It's actually on Amazon Prime, through my website, which is Fit Forever You, and Amazon.com.
And where are you working out at? Where can people see you working out?
I have an office in King's Gym, which is in Bedford, as well as I do online training, and I have about 45 clients around the world right now in different three countries and about 40 states.
I've got a website on the screen, fitforeveryou.com. You see it at the bottom of the screen there, where you can telephone 269-2919 in the 216 area code to get more information from Juan Tony about staying strong, healthy, and physically fit, and mentally fit, and all those things. It all works together.
All works together.
Brain to the bottom of the feet, it's all one big organism, right?
Yes, sir.
You've got to make it work. Many thanks, Juan Tony. Good to see you, my friend.
Thank you.
I feel better already. Good to see you. I'll take a break. This is Kaleidoscope. We'll talk in just a moment with more after this. You're in touch with Kaleidoscope. I'm glad to have you with us as always. Caramu's production of Force Continuum runs through November the 22nd. Director Michael Oatman is here on the left, along with Eula Bill, one of the actors in the play. Good to see you, gentlemen. Michael Oatman, how are things going at Caramu Theater?
Man, it's hot. We're doing good stuff over there.
You're always doing something good over there.
It's cracking. We enjoy ourselves. And
right now you're directing Force Continuum.
Yeah, beautiful play.
What's it about?
It's about a third-generation police officer and sort of the things that he goes through, and it it tackles so many things. It deals with all the issues that we've been facing lately with police violence, police officers and what they have to deal with, the community and what they have to deal with the police officers, the schism that comes from being both African American and being a police officer. We touch on things like the case of Eric Garner and all of these various issues we've seen in the news, and they're all kind of wrapped up in this beautifully written, complex piece by Kia Corther.
In a theatrical setting at Continuum Theater, which, by the way, is at East 89th Street in Quincy. We'll talk more about its location and how to get tickets and all of that. But we want to bring in Eula Bill into the conversation. What's your role, Eula Bill, in this production?
I play the first-generation police officer and the patriarch of the family. And he has a real take on community policing, and his son has a different take on it.
Yeah. This is, I get the feeling, and I've got tickets for this. I haven't seen it yet, but I've got tickets for this. I'll be in the front row somewhere out there. But tell me, this is right out of the television and newspaper headlines, isn't it, this play?
These issues are hot topics now. They're because community policing is such an important aspect of the way law enforcement deals with minority and urban neighborhoods. The communities are all involved in the process, but the play brings out two views that are very different. They view it from both the law enforcement aspect and from the community aspect, and the failure of relationship becomes a huge subject.
Right out of the headlines, right, Michael?
Yeah,
what do you do to get your cast, and get your crew up for this? What do you tell them when you say we're going into this area right now where there is such confrontation?
I think that's the beauty of the piece, that you don't have to do that because it is so prevalent in the zeitgeist. You don't have to get them up for it because everybody's already primed. So the most difficult thing I had to do was find the people. So when I found great actors who understood what this material was, makes everything that much easier. I discovered Eula Bill in the wilds of Akron, and we pulled him in here, and he literally just became this character right in front of us. It's quite a thing to see.
He brings it home.
Oh my goodness, it's quite a thing to see. It's funny because he plays a grandfather who's sort of on a cane or whatever, and if you've ever seen Eula Bill walk around, he is spry as a 20-year-old, but we've watched his very...
You slowed it down.
Yes, he just sort of becomes this character.
You slowed it down. What do you have to call upon to get into your character?
I think there's a marriage that goes on between a director and an actor. I think that the actor is clay, and it's the hand of the director that causes this to happen. Mike found me as a fledgling. I did my first play, he wrote.
Yeah. Okay.
And he flattered me with his view of it and said, do something else for me. And I was like a kid. I was like, yeah, I want to do anything you want to do. And this was the next thing.
You got
and
it.
he hasn't even said it, but he molded me through this. He gave me the cake.
He molded you and
yes, he molded me
a
through
breath
right.
into you.
Right.
And told you.
Grandfather is his creation. I just happen to be the clay.
Well, it's going to be a wonderful production. You can expect to see me there. What about the rest of the things going on at Continuum? We got a wonderful season lined up.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of wonderful. As we're going to this very heavy piece, we have all the Black Nativity people coming into the building and the singers, and that entire beautiful piece that it is every year, watching all of the music and the joy flooding through the building while we're down the hall dealing with these heavy issues. And that's basically what makes Continuum great. It's sort of, it encompasses the whole of the African American experience all in one building.
It's been there for about 100 years at East 89th Street and Quincy Avenue on the southeast side of Cleveland. East 89th Street in Quincy. Continuum Theater, Continuum, Swahili for a gathering place, or something along those lines.
A place of joyful gathering.
A place of joyful gathering. 795-7077. You can call, and in the 216 area code, you can get your tickets. I've got a phone number on the screen, or you can go to caramuhouse.org, caramuhouse.org. And Forced Continuum runs through November the 22nd.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Give me a thought. Give me a final thought. You want to do a a couple of seconds from that? Anything that comes to mind right now that gives us the flavor of your character?
We love the backlash that he speaks through his son in. It's him talking to his son about the qualifications for dealing with a community that's diverse. Mm-hmm. You got what it takes to be a police? Ask yourself this. Do you like people? It ain't complicated. A little bit of talk, a little bit of listen.
Wow. I'm going to love this. I'm going to love it. Eula Bill, actor with Force Continuum at Caribou Theater, and Michael Oldman, director of Force Continuum at Caribou Theater. Gentlemen, good to see you.
Thanks for having us.
And give it everything you got. I know you will. I know you will as well. I'll be back in just a moment. This is Kaleidoscope, talking about Caribou, by the way, 795-7077, that's 216 area code to Caribou. I'll be back in a moment with Sharon Gibson of the Urban League. This is the Morning Exchange segment of Kaleidoscope. That means the Urban League of Greater Cleveland always helps us. Sharon Gibson of the Urban League is here. She's executive and programs assistant at the Urban League of Greater Cleveland.
Good morning,
hey, Sharon.
sir. Good morning.
Good morning. What's going on?
Well, we're preparing for our 25th anniversary of our Equal Opportunity Day Luncheon, which will be held Friday, November 20th at the Westin. This year's event is sponsored by Dominion and First Energy.
So you're always going to be talking about some of the things. This is a fundraiser for the Urban League.
Yes, it's our largest fundraiser.
What should we keep in mind when we get ready for Equal Opportunity Day Luncheon?
This is our annual event where we celebrate diversity, our workforce, education, youth development, and entrepreneurship programs.
And we always have a good speaker, too.
We always have a good speaker.
There's always going to, and there'll be a good speaker coming
And good
out.
food as well.
Yeah, and good food as well.
Yeah.
And good camaraderie.
Network.
Everybody
Yes,
gets along, and
yes,
it's always a good thing.
Yes,
So you're excited about this?
Yes, it's our 25th anniversary, so we're excited.
So I know the boss over there, Marsha Maccabee, who usually is in this seat. Marsha Maccabee has everybody working hard
yes.
to get this one on.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're going to be at the Westin Hotel this time, which is at the corner of East 6th Street and St. Clair in downtown Cleveland. And I'm going to have a part of that. I'm usually there. One way or the other, I'm usually there.
Our wonderful MC for the event.
Okay, so you're excited about it?
Yes, we are.
And tickets are still available?
Tickets are available. They're available online. They can be purchased online, or you can call the office, and we can make sure you have a ticket for the event.
Okay. Thank you, Sharon.
Okay, thank you.
And the phone number of the office is 622-0999
Yes, sir.
in the 216 area code. That's the Urban League of Greater Cleveland. I'm Leon Bibb. This is Kaleidoscope. Be well.
This has been a presentation of News Channel 5's Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland.